One thing that I like to see in Kendo is like different people's like tricks and tips they have found out to make their practice better or just to even like, solve their Kendo problems. So today I wanted to share some of the Kendo secrets or tips that I have that I keep in my Bogu bag. Okay, so today's video is a little bit kind of spontaneous because I'm packing up to go to Japan, but I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity on doing this video. First of all, let me tell you, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe. If you want to get notification about what's going on this channel, just hit the button below. And if you can please share this video, I'll really appreciate it. Now let's get going with the things that I have here. Maybe I should have just taken this out before. So I want to say with all this stuff, you don't want to like kind of create crutches. Like you don't want to create aids to make you think that your Kendo is going to be better only if you use this stuff. I can go any practice with any of this stuff and it will be fine. Granted, it just makes it more comfortable. So the first one that I have here that is very common to see is the heel protector, is the Yamaja protector. It's cool because it's adjustable, it comes in easy and it comes out easy. Depending on the floor I will wear or not, and the floor in my dojo is not bad. I can do practice without wearing it, but just because I want to protect the knee, I wear it consistently. Now I'm gonna say, if you are going to wear a heel protector, make sure that your fumikomi is proper, because sometimes just having that numbness in that area allows you to create bad habits. So do not use a heel protector if your fumikomi is not on point, or is not at least to a point where the foot lands flat, not with the heel down, okay? So maybe if you can have somebody see you, or maybe just record yourself, whichever way, just make sure you're not wearing a heel protector if your fumikomi is not right, because you're only hurting your Kendo. The next thing I have on my Bogu bag right now, it's men and do himo. The reason for that is because my men himo are about to break out, so I'll have them ready for whenever I need them. And might as well, if I have the men, have the do in there. I have these cleansing wipes. I just bought whichever are in sale. I use these, to clean myself after practice, especially if we're going out for a drink or restaurant, whatever, just to make sure I'm not as stinky. That's up to you. That's a personal thing. On my back, I also have some Kinesiology tape, Kino tape. I'll link it below. Everything that I'm showing here, I'll link below if I can find it, or tell you where to get them. This is pretty cool when it comes to providing support to certain muscle groups, or like different areas. There's a whole bunch of studies on this, and some people say it works, some people say it doesn't work. To me, like going through like intense training, like long training, I will use this just to provide support for my lower back. You have to know the patterns of how to put it on, so you might want to learn it specifically for the area you're looking for, and it'll help you out. Now, this next one is the one where people always give me the weird looks, or tell me like, what are you doing, you crazy, and it's super glue. Okay, now I used to put super glue whenever I had a tear on a cut, and you just seal it up and go right up to practice. But the problem was that because it dries on the wound and then it doesn't come out immediately, it takes longer for the wound to heal. So what I found to be the most helpful for me right now is that I get sports tape and I put the glue on the tape, close the gap wherever the gap is, and then tape over it, kind of closing the skin, but also making sure that when it pulls the tape and doesn't tear up the skin. So it just keeps the tape in place, and it lasts my whole practice. And if you take it out the same way, the same direction where you put it in, it's not gonna rip your skin apart. So this thing, I swear by this. This is like, it has helped me keep practicing and keep going. Like I get a cut, I literally like start bleeding, whatever, in less than a minute, I'm ready to go again, and I don't have any pain. If you want to put the glue directly in the wound, I would use it only in a case of emergency, in a case like you don't have the tape and it's only one practice and then you're gonna get some rest after, because if not, it's just gonna take a longer time to heal. This tape right here is called Elasticon. Again, I will link it below. If you're allergic to latex, I will look it up to see if this is good for you, because it is a latex-based tape. A friend of mine recommended me this for either blisters or calluses on the feet. I find it a little bit messy to put on. It takes a long time and it's really easy to mess it up. So what you do is you pull out a piece of this, you will cut it out, And after you cut it out, you have to light it up on fire. You just burn it on the bottom, let it turn black and curl a little bit, and then stick it on the area where you're gonna have a lot of friction. It covers nicely and it bends very well with the skin. It helps a lot. It is very slippery, so if you put a big piece, you're gonna have you pretty much skates on your feet. Once you melt it, it sticks very nicely. It does not come out for practice. It will probably even last you 2 practices. But for me, it's just like really messy, and if you drop it, it will stick to something. It's just a mess. So I'd rather just use the super glue, and it's just easier for me. Lastly, I have a little Shinai fixing kit. This is just a piece of rubber that I use to just pull out the Sukagawa out of it. I have sandpaper. This I use kind of like to pull out the strings and stuff and things. It's like an on, whatever this thing's called. A Shinai fixing toolkit, and the best scissors you can get for Kendo, it's a bonsai scissors. So they cut through everything. I can cut through tape easily. I can cut through even wood if I needed to. So I highly recommend you find yourself a pair of bonsai scissors. I will link them below so you can just order them like I think on Amazon or whatever. And they're just so convenient. I have not found anything better than this to cut stuff. I also keep some of my business cards and for my health coaching business in my bubble bag. Things are my last 2 things I want to show you. I have a friend who, you know, is I guess a professional runner or whatever, and he gave me 2 tips. First are the CEP calf sleeves. These things are really good. They do not improve your performance. A lot of people, when I posted about these or they see me, it's like, oh, they make you faster, they make you stronger, whatever. They do not. The biggest thing for me is that they do help with recovery, especially if you get cramps. Normally I wear on my left leg, especially like if I know I'm gonna have a long practice, because I leave them on a few hours after, and it just helps me avoid cramps. It just makes me recover faster. So a lot of people, you know, wear them thinking that they're gonna make them faster, they're gonna make them, you know, engage the muscle better. Maybe it does, but a lot of it I think is maybe a placebo effect. For me, it's mostly a recovery tool. The last thing, and please, if you're gonna use it with caution, is deodorant. Why I don't use deodorant? I mean, I use deodorant regularly, but I don't use this thing often. Normally, if I know it's a really hot practice, I'm gonna be sweating a lot, especially if I didn't shower with the last few hours before practice. I think like or if I'm dehydrated, when the sweat is really salty, that my sweat like gets in my eye and it burns. So what I do is I apply this on my forehead, right? And it allows the sweat to kind of drip around it. Now, please be careful, because if you put it around this area, the sweat, if it happens to come down this way and it goes into your eye, it will dry your eye. It just sucks. So please be careful. It's great, it's amazing, but if you use it wrong, you will pay for it. So please be careful with this one. Of course, I sometimes keep the extra tenaguis depending on the type of practice, what I'm doing after. I'll have a little towel on me so I can shower or whatever. Bag. Now, I want to know what you keep in your bag. What are some of the good stuff? What are some of the tips that you have found to make your practice more comfortable or better? Please share those things in the comments below, or you can just message me. And thank you for watching today. Okay, really, I should have done this earlier because